Hello, welcome back to another video. Yes, we are back in Explain 12.4, and yes, we are in a Cessna 172 SP. I am in the G1000 Cessna, which is a free enhanced modification that I'm using. I'll put that on the screen for you guys now. So I'm in the C172 enhanced G1000. This mod improves the default Cessna 172. It improves the cockpit with more visuals and animations. Improves the resolution and the quality of the cockpit. It also includes an Avitab tablet in the cockpit as well. So you'll find this as well as all the installation instructions on the explain.org website. I'll put the link to the mod in the description, so you can have a look at that if you want. I'm just trying to find something else. I'm using something else in this little video as well, and I'll show you that in a second. And okay, so I'm going to show you something else in this video as well, but I just want to give you a quick look at this mod. So visually outside there might not be any difference. I'm not sure because I haven't really used any of the general aviation aircraft in Explain 12. So you have to let me know if there's any difference visually. Interior, I've got a few custom key cameras set up. I don't know, you tell me if there's any difference. I've not done a comparison myself. I don't know if there's a difference or not. Should we try and get the aircraft started? This should be pretty easy to start, shouldn't it? So this is the Cessna 172 SP again. I'm not sure if there's any specific checklist you have to do to start this aircraft up, but I'm guessing you're going to put the batteries both on there. There we go, so it all starts to light up. And avionics, which will load up this screen. And obviously you've got to press enter. So there you go, and then you bring up your G1000s, which we'll go through in a bit. Obviously down here you've got your avionics light. See, it makes them brighter and it dims them down as well, like so. Especially good if you're flying at night or day. You've got your panel light in there as well, and you've got your pedestal all there. And then you've got your lighting, so I'm going to put the navigation lights on. And then down here you've got your fuel mixture, and then your throttle. So, and to start the engines, you turn the key. Like so. Now, of course, the engines ain't going to start by doing that because you've got no fuel. You've got to introduce fuel to start the engine. So, how much fuel you introduce, I'm not really sure. So, we bring it down a little bit till maybe until we cover. If we go into, yeah, so we just bring it down so we cover that word in there, then we can try. There we go. Get on the key. Let's see if that works. Maybe give it a bit of flow. Okay, so you need to give it a bit more mixture, so let's give it full mixture. There we go. So I'm not quite sure how much mixture you've got to give the aircraft in order to start it. I guess if you start pulling it out until it shuts off. Yeah, see. So if we take you up to there, it should. Yeah, so up to about there is where you're probably gonna want it. Just click enter again because that came off and back on. So anywhere past that, if you pull it towards you now, you'll shut the engines off. So you don't need full mixture at the minute, but when you're taking off, you want it full mixture. Flaps is this one here. So flaps all the way down, and then flaps all the way back up. There we go. Obviously your trim's there. So we can put the beacons on now because the engines are on. Your taxi lights there, your landing lights are this one, your strobes that one, pilot is that one, and that's your standby battery. We don't need the standby battery on. But yeah, that's all there is to it, getting the Cessna 172 engine started. Obviously what we got here is your displays. This display's got your autopilot in, so you've got your flight director by pressing that. Heading mode, altitude, navigation, VNav navigation, approach, back course, your vertical speed, nose up, nose down, your trim, and then you've got your flight level change there as well. Obviously over on this one you've got your ILS, nav 1, nav 2. The bottom one changes the first letter numbers, and that changes the ones over here. That activates them. Heading is this one, see the heading changing. So if you're in autopilot mode and you want to change the heading, you do that. Push syncs it to your current heading, and altitude up here. Bottom one does the thousands, and the top one does the hundreds. So if you want 4,500, do it like so. If you want 3,500, do it like that. If you want 3,200, you do it like that. Okay. Obviously over here you've got your communications, exactly like your navigation. You've got your barrows, over here you can push the sync, or you can change it like so. ATC will give you that, your bow information. And you've got your map that zooms in and out over here. And you've got obviously your direct to's, flight plan, menu, blah blah blah, and stuff over here. And then you've got your FMS stuff over here as well, which we'll go through in a minute. And then you've got your buttons, which brings up the map, in-game map. You can get rid of that. Avi tab brings up the Avi tab. EFB again, so you can search for your airports and stuff in there. And you got your ground buttons here, look as well. You got chocks and you got GPU, so you can press both of those on and go to outside. You get the chocks. So it's some cool features in there, and I believe that's the weather radar there. So yeah, okay. Then over on this side, again you can click on any of these screens. You can bring up a 2D screen like this, and you get the autopilot and stuff and everything here, and you can move this onto a second screen by undocking it, move it onto a second screen, and it's still usable. So it's on the second screen now, and I'm pressing flight director, and it's still workable. So it's still workable on a second screen. And obviously when you bring that up, you can go into menu on here, flight plan. You can click on FMS. Now you got your flight plan stuff there as well. Direct twos. If you click on this one, got navigation down here. You click move this, and you go through all the different pages down here. Look, see, and you got your flight plan, and you click on that, and it brings up your all your saved flight plans and stuff. So if you do a flight plan in SimBrief or something like that, that can all save in there, and you can click on them. Well, of course, and you've got this information up here as well. There you go, and you've got all your nearest airports. Yeah, you've got all stuff you can do at the bottom ones as well down there like that. Yeah, you can click on you click on direct to, and let's try that again. So you click on direct to, move up the page by using the arrows, like so. And you can actually type in, I'm guessing you could type in a an airport ID. I'm not quite sure how you do it on these systems. Let's try it. I'll have to read up on it. I'm not quite sure if this is correct what I'm doing here. It's probably not correct, is it? So if I go E and then I C K. Okay, and then enter. Enter again to activate it. And if you zoom out, you got a route from Shannon, EINN, over to Cork. So that's how you do a direct to flight plan. But you can obviously do the flight plan on SimBrief or as well and save it. So that's how you do that. Okay, and there's something else I want to show you as well, because I've been looking at let's bring this over onto the screen. I've been looking at this called XP Career. You can buy a full version or you can try a demo version. The demo version is 7 days and it's a career mod inside X-Plane 12, like a plugin, so you do all within the game. There's no browser or anything like that, it all gets done within the game. Dynamic jobs, certification system, real economy and smart integration. And obviously you've got the website's pretty detailed as well to look at it. You've got loads of release notes here as well to go through, and then you've got the earn button there. I'll show you how it works in a minute, but you can just get the demo 7-day free trial and then you can buy it. It's also on the xplane.org store as well, and it's $12.99. Obviously the price will be different when you use your own currency, but yeah, so it's pretty cheap, and you can obviously just go through the different screenshots there and have a read of it. But it's definitely worth trying the demo. I'll put a link in the description to that, and I am using it, so I'm going to show you how it works in the game. You put it in your plugin folder, so when you download it and extract it, you put it into your plugin folder, and then in your plugins up here you'll have X-Plane Career and your settings. So you've got currency, units, imperial or metric, show 3D taxi guidance, job, so you can job count, the distance, runway length, asphalt or concrete, so you can select any of those and change those. Aircraft, it reads the aircraft you've got installed in X-Plane, and it reads them all into the app, as well as all the seats that come with it. and you've got loan management, so you can take a loan out if you want to with interest to get you started. Fleet, so this is all the aircraft that you've got installed into Explain 12, and when you start a profile you can actually start and choose a free aircraft. I'm not quite sure if what aircraft you can choose, but it's got free starter ticket next to these, so you might be able to choose any aircraft. You got market new, market used, and you got your fleet. So I'm guessing you can choose any aircraft you want when you start your profile. I'd recommend you can choose an aircraft like a Airbus or Boeing or something like that, but you'll need to have the amount of hours and do the and have the certification to be able to fly the aircraft within the app. So you might be better off choosing a piston aircraft, single engine aircraft first, and then when you get the hours and you get the money, you can then go into the used market and you can buy used aircraft, and you've got hours and you've got the condition and stuff all on there as well. And if you can afford it, it'll say buy. If you can't afford it, it'll say no funds. So that's that. And then obviously in the main window you've got your so you've got your name, you've got your demo, because I'm using the demo at the minute, so I've got 5 days left on this demo. You've got your money. You can choose to have a certain amount of money when you start your profile, or you can take a loan out by clicking on it. Your reputation, so I'm on 0.0 at the minute. I've got no hours. My location is there, so you choose your base location, and then your aircraft is there. So if I change my aircraft now or my location, these will change automatically. Accepted jobs, weight and balance, I've got no active jobs, and these were my jobs down here, look. So we've got all, cargo, passengers, sightseeing, sky, I think that's search and rescue, banner, air, I think that's show, and you've got distance, pay, weight, all there. And if you go into map view, it brings up the map with an X-plane. But if I go to cargo or passenger, as you can see now, because I'm in the Cessna single engine, I can use this aircraft because I've just started it. So this is what your aircraft you need to start out with, and you need to build up the hours in this aircraft before you can move on to the next one. So if I click on for example EIMH, I'm not quite sure where EIMH is, but I'll click on EIMH and click on add. It comes up there, passenger, one passenger from EINN to EIMH. If you want to know where EIMH is, you can go into Avitab, airports, search EIMH. So that is yeah, I'm not quite sure where it is, but it can't be too far. It's 92 miles. So yeah, so that's how you do that. And obviously you can, if you don't want the job, you can cancel it. It's fine, but you can click another job. I'm not quite sure what these numbers are here, by the way. But if you find that you're not getting many jobs, then obviously you can go into settings and you can change the job list. So you can go a bit further out, for example, like that. and then you can go back into it, and then you'll have more jobs. Cargo jobs, and so you're just the more distance you put on it, the more jobs you're gonna get. Okay, now because I'm in the Cessna 172, I can take this job and let me do it. Now if I decide I want to go into a Beechcraft Baron, so let's load up the Beechcraft Baron. Because the Beechcraft Baron has got 2 engines, I'll show you why it does then. So if you go back into it, main window, so now as you can see the location is the same, but the aircraft now is the BE-58 at the Beechcraft Baron. And if I go into jobs again, look, and for example EGDD, if I click on this, no, it says type rating required, multi-engine piston. So I can't do a job with this aircraft yet because I haven't got a type rating for it. You can do a check ride and get the type rating for it, or you can just build up the hours in the Cessna. I don't think it's much hours. I don't think it's a lot of hours. Build up the hours, get more money, and the more hours you do, the check ride actually becomes cheaper. And again, if I wanted to go into a turboprop or into a jet aircraft, I'd have to do the same again. Obviously, you've got to build up those hours and do the check ride. But the more hours you do, then the cheaper the check ride is. So, for example, if I wanted to go into the King Air, it'll be the same thing again. You need to build up those hours and do the check ride. Just wait for it to load up. So again, bring up the app, main window. So yeah, you need to bring up the hours before you can use that. So it hasn't got a free roam mode on it. Personally, I would have liked it to have a free roam mode. I don't know if you've heard of NeoFly in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. That's got a free roam mode. I would have liked it where I could just choose any aircraft I want to and choose any job with it, and it all counts. But that would have been nice to have that in it. But yeah, but as you can see, the more distance you put into it, the more jobs that actually come up. But it's nice. You just it's all in the game, so you just choose those, and you can do a job. It gives a meaning to fly, really, doesn't it? And again, it'll work for any aircraft because they're all installed. Probably helicopters as well. We'll try those in a minute. But yeah, single piston engines will all be fine to start off with. Double piston engines, you'll need a type rating or get more hours. And obviously turboprops and jets and so on and so on. You obviously need a lot more hours. Helicopters, it should work with a helicopter. We'll have a quick look. Main window, it knows you're in a helicopter, but yes, you see, if you click on it, you need a type rating for the helicopter. But you can take the check ride. But like I said, just build up the hours. Have a look at it first. Download it, and download it and see if you like it. 7-day free trial. So it's worth downloading and giving it a try. Again, this is the Civis aircraft now. Yeah, you need a type rating for this one as well. So again, with the type rating stuff, if it's not your thing, then it may not be for you. But if you just want to do a bit of GA flying and in a career app, then it's a good little tool. Like I said, you can do it in this one because you don't need a type rating for this one. So again, you just got to get your distance. Just got to get your distance in your settings. Depends how far you wanna fly, really. And you can just, once you've got your distance set, you'll be okay. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what these ones are, yeah. But yeah, just gotta search the code. If you don't know what the codes are, like EIRT and stuff like that, you just need to search where the code is. But it really depends how far you basically wanna fly. You don't want to fly too far, you can narrow it down to 50 numerical miles, and then into the main window. As you can see, EICK. So I know that's Cork, so that'd be an ideal first flight for me, going from Shannon to Cork. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where these are. EISP or EIER. Distance is like 20 miles, 24 miles. You can bring up the tablet in the Cessna. Or you can bring up the Avitab and you can have a look. So I can search, what was it, EISP. Yeah, I don't know if that's an airport, an airfield, so just be mindful if you're going to take a job. Yeah, so that's probably that one. So if you don't know, yeah, so just be mindful. Before taking a job, just make sure it's somewhere where you can actually where you can land, because I mean you could probably land there. There is a map view, but it's X-plane, isn't it? So the map in X-plane isn't the greatest, is it? But you've got, if you bring the map view over there, you can see these red dots here. So we're here at the minute, so we're here at EINN, it says up here. And then if you zoom out on the map, you've obviously got these red dots here, 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 here. So if you click on the red dot, it gives you jobs at EIER. So we know EIER is one of the jobs we can go from Shannon, but you've also got jobs over at EIER, so we can go from, say for example, we can take a job now from Shannon over to EIER, which is there, and then we can add one of these as well. So when we get to this location, we can have another job, so we can add. I think so. No, they're the current job. So we can, we can do it. You can do it like that, which is pretty cool. And then we've got airfield there. Look, which is EIBR, and then we've got EICA, EIIR. Again, I'm not quite sure what these airports are actually like. That's Kerry, so we know Kerry's a decent airport where you can go to. So there we go. So if I click on it, there's no jobs there at the minute though. Click on all, there's no jobs over there at the minute. So, but yeah, that's one way you can do it on the map, of course. And you've got Cork down here as well, and there's loads of jobs here at Cork, look, cargo and passengers, and you've got your money next to them as well. So the money's not too bad either. It's not unrealistic values, so you can definitely do it on the map there. But yeah, that's the Explain Career app, and I thought I'd show you how it works. I've got 5 days left on the free trial, so I really need to try a job really before it expires, but I probably will pick it up because it's really cheap. It adds a purpose to flying some basically general aviation aircraft in Explain. So I'm not going to do a flight in this video, but I will do a flight hopefully before it expires, because I just wanted to test it out and see how it worked. But yeah, so go and pick that up if that is something that you're interested in a career app. Definitely worth going to pick that up. But I'm gonna leave this video here now, so maybe in the next video I'll do a flight using the career app and see how it works from start to finish. So anyway, I'll put links in the description to the app. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. So until the next time, it's goodbye.